CDM Caregiving Services represents to me one of the key organizations that can serve the target population that we have in a way that creates a dignified life and allows people to stay in their home. There aren't many groups like that. And my background, I've been around a long time. I started in the field of gerontology in 1972 when I brought up that word to people. In graduate school, they thought I was advertising for Geritol. What gerontology was. And the reality is, you go through graduate school, you do a lot of things. I worked for the City of Sandy and the Recreation Department, started Sandy Senior Center, came over here, worked for the City of Vancouver, their Parks Department, managed all their senior programs back then. They were very expensive. But I stayed involved with CDM because the founders, and I knew 2 of the 3 founders at that time, that's where we got the name Cahoon, Decker, and Murray. I knew 2 of the 3. And one of them today is still a close friend, and in fact, Myrna Folkers, her sister, is here today. So Myrna, raise your hand. I want to recognize her. She's a huge CDM, the founders, and particularly her father, who made a decision to start doing different things in this community. And they had visions. And along with that, they brought a big wagon full of hope to people. And I'm listening to people today, or tonight, particularly with Oz, and I told him earlier at our event, I said, what you are is a messenger of hope. You give people that magic 4-letter word that most of us need every day, because this world is full of all kinds of negativity, but how do we capture the positivity that's there? So, I look at the mission of CDM, and I've been fortunate to be involved in a lot of things to create organizations, be part of major groups, but I think the big theme has always been big dreams, big teams. You don't get things done alone. Nothing happens alone. So I look at this, and I think that one of the things that I've learned in social services over all these years is that there's always going to be more things to do than there are resources to get it done. Have you seen that? In all of the nonprofits in this community, all over this country, it's the same thing. And what we've had the opportunity tonight to do is to come together and say, we want to make a difference. And not just you, but start multiplying that by saying, we will make a difference. And then creating an army of people that want to do the same thing. And that's what movements are all about. True?
True.
It's about movement. It's about making a difference. So I'm really proud to see what's happened here with our Symbol of Freedom events over the years and some of the things that we've done to make that kind of difference. So I was asked to quickly talk. Obviously, I'm quickly talking, drag you out a little bit. But I've been inspired a little bit by the history of this organization and the fact that I think everybody in this room, everybody that's seated in your chair, which should be you, the most important person in this universe at this point, should be very excited about leaving some kind of legacy, knowing that you came in and you went out, but you made something better. Raise your hand if you kind of feel that might be important in your life. If you're not raising your hand, we need to do a checkup from the neck up, maybe give you some red Kool-Aid, I don't know. But we need to do something to get you inspired, okay? Because that's really what it's all about right now. So we've worked really hard. I started in October of 2017 with a dream. Let's create some kind of fund inside of Clark County. You can call it whatever you want to do, but a pot of money that we could use to benefit seniors, basically the elderly, the disabled, and veterans, and put them in a better position so they can have a quality of life that most of us work hard to have anyway, and a few of us will be fortunate to do, but there's a ton of people out there that are literally living their life paycheck to paycheck. And the only thing that they're waiting for is the hearse to pick them up. And that, to me, is not a hope model. That's a despair model. And so when I think of Kim and what he's done and his wife to support this organization and our people the organizations that support us, I'm thinking, they're touched too, because every one of us has family members, friends, or individuals that we know of that's been struck by things in life, okay? And I fall back many times to what Charles Swindoll said, and I paraphrase. He said, 10% of life is what's going to happen to you. 90% is how you're going to react to it. So it is with your attitude. And I'm a firm, if you hang around me, you understand that. I believe attitude is everything. And so when we look at establishing something new called the CDM Halverson Legacy Society, it was unfortunate they had to name it after me, because that means I got to work on it the rest of my life. Okay? But the reality is that we're creating something that's big dream, and it's going to require a big team. And that's where most of you folks are going to come in, because there isn't a one of us in this room that doesn't want to leave some kind of legacy gift behind. All right? Either your time, your talent, your treasures, or a combination. And if you look at a legacy gift, it's really a planned future donation of some type. There's a variety of ways you can do that, but we all have something to give back. And I learned something through my church foundation I was part of, and they said, you know, we spend our whole life making money. Why can't we leave 10% behind to charitable causes? Why not give back some money? And I've always liked that concept, that leaving something behind that can create some kind of investment pool to make those kinds of decisions. Yes, those are personal decisions, you have to make them, but from my viewpoint, what I want to know is when I take my last breath, it's going to be a lot about what Oz talked about. It's about relationships. Literally, you're going to be thinking about who, what, when, where, why. I could have done a better job with the people I cared about. Okay? Now, there's a bunch of people I don't care about. All right? And they probably don't care about me. But I figured this out about leadership. You lead the team through the big dreams. You build the team for the big dreams. You put yourself in a position so when you're done, you take your last breath, you can say, I made a difference. And that's what this is all about. When you look on your table, I forgot to bring one up, I apologize. In the middle of the table, there's a little brochure, not a brochure, a flyer that has a picture of Gerda, myself, my wife, and one of the founders that's still living, Leanna Murray, on it. And it talks about the Legacy Society and the opportunity to learn more. So my challenge to you folks is really simple. You can become part of something that's brand new. We're looking for a founders group. People that just say, hey, I want to leave something behind. And we're saying to you, why not you? Well, thank you very much. And I have to admit, it's not the best picture of me, but the ladies are gorgeous. So take a look. And on the back, you can just fill this out, leave it on the table, and just learn more about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I want to end with this because we've talked about this before. You plant a tree today so that future generations can have shade tomorrow. Is your life going to reflect that? Is there going to be something about you that people remember you in that kind of way? That you planted that mustard seed or that oak tree. And look what we got today. So, CDM Legacy Society is a new concept that's on the table. We're excited about it. And I want to thank you for just considering the future of CDM and what we can do together as a big team. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. They gave me the opportunity to introduce the current board president for CDM Caregiving Services. I've been on the board a long time. I've been president of the board more times than I like to think. But the reality is we're in a transitional time, and I'm so excited about introducing Vanessa because she represents the next generation of leaderships for CDM. And if you look around, a lot of organizations are struggling with succession and transition. How are they going to come up with new people to take over? And Vanessa is a graduate of Clark County, Leadership Clark County. She was on their board for a number of years. The thing that always impressed me about, one of the things that impressed me about her is that she was a Marshall Award recipient, which means you got a lot of stuff going on. And if you're under 35 and under, you're eligible for that award. So she knows how to stir it up a little bit, which I've always liked about people. She's a longtime community worker. And the thing that she told me to make sure I say is that the most important thing is she's a mom of 2 teenagers and has a great husband. She asked me to name him Greg. So, Greg, you married up. Good job. But here's the funny part. Her favorite hobby is napping. Can anybody relate?
Yeah.
I love naps. So, Vanessa, come on up. She's our current board chair. We're so proud of her.
quick, but I wanted to take the opportunity to thank you for being here this evening. I know many faces in the room from my work in the community over the years, and whether you are an old friend or a new friend or someone I met tonight, we are proud to have you as part of our CDM family. I am honored to be part of this organization. The first time Eric told me about what CDM did in the community, I was in awe because I didn't know such a program existed, and it's my mission and part of what I want to bring to CDM is to bring awareness to people who've never heard of us. And there are a lot of people out there, when I tell them kind of what I do, they go, oh, I didn't know. And if we each just take one person and tell them a little bit about CDM, it's going to spread like wildfire. So it is my honor to take the torch from Dick and go into this next decade, the 20s, and carry that legacy forward for as long as they'll have me around. I hope it's a very long time. I'm passionate about what we do here, and I'm excited for the future. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our programs. Thank you for all that you do in the community. Many of you are long-time community supporters, and we appreciate you. I hope you had a great time tonight. Oz, you were absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to go home and tell my teenagers about you and your story and your wisdom, because I don't know about you, but raising teenagers is not easy. So I'm in the middle of that right now, and we always have to inspire that next generation. I hope to take this next generation of CDM into the future for our next 40 years. We are a great program, and I'm just honored to be part of it. What I do want to do, though, is I want to give it up for our MC, Kim. Was he not fantastic tonight? Hours, and your support is greatly appreciated. To our staff and to our volunteers, we thank you. So it's just a big, big thank you, and I can't wait to see where we go for the time to come. So Kim, thank you. If you want to come back up.